You normally don't associate Hawaii with foosball, but this is certainly the case this week. Foosball has made its comeback as a sport, and there's no better place to springboard it than right here at the Hawaiian Open. Brought to you by WarriorTableSoccer.com. The top foosball professionals and amateurs have traveled thousands of miles from around the globe to play in the first major foosball tournament in the Hawaiian Islands. All eyes are focused on the sunny Kohala coast on Hawaii's Big Island, just 30 minutes north of Kona. Players have arrived here at the Waikoloa Beach Resort, home of the Hilton Waikoloa Village, Hawaii's most amazing family resort hotel, and the host for this year's event. This region of ancient Hawaii is everything you'd expect paradise to serve up. This is the place to be. Foosball enthusiasts are starting to trickle into the Hilton's Grand Ballroom for a little warm-up and to see how the very much talked about Warrior soccer tables will play. Warrior Table Soccer, also known as Warrior Foosball, brought some of the country's elite players in from across America to play in this premier inaugural event.
This is our first Hawaiian Open tournament, a very special event for the players all year to chase points, to get to win trips here. Warrior sponsored 32 players over here, full sponsorship. It's been a really good year, and we'd like to finish every year off in Hawaii. That would be nice.
The whole atmosphere is kind of hard to have the same foosball intensity at the same time as that.
This is like the most beautiful hotel I've ever seen. We just got back, 7 of us went snorkeling 15 minutes from here. We swam with sea turtles. We saw some incredibly beautiful fish and had some great camaraderie with my friends. And that's really what I think one of the best parts of tournament foosball is seeing people, 3 or 4 times a year that you wouldn't see otherwise.
To be able to qualify for a tournament like this and compete here has just really been a gift. I appreciate what Warrior's doing for the players.
Foosball has made a formidable impact across the world, and it continues to surprise a lot of people.
I am still amazed at how many people don't have a clue about foosball tournaments. Every time I tell someone that I'm going to a foosball tournament, it's always, oh, I love foosball, I love playing foosball, I had no idea there was a tournament.
The thing that most people don't realize about it, it is a professional sport. There are heroes of the game, there are world champions, there are guys who are truly magicians on the table.
But foosball isn't just for pros. It's for everyone, especially young players who are eager to compete.
You look at a lot of the tournaments that Mary and Brendan put on, they try to get some of the junior events and they get kids involved.
Whether you're young or young at heart, the competition is intense, especially this week in Hawaii.
There's tons of great players here, multiple world champions. They're all tough players. They can beat you at any time.
These individuals have spent hours, days, years, oftentimes 8 or 10 hours a day practicing their skills.
Top-level pros that have made their way across the Atlantic include Tony Spredeman, winner of 2 singles championships, Terry Moore, member of the Foosball Hall of Fame, Todd Lafredo, recognized by many as the greatest American player ever, Shelley Langley, who's won an amazing 11 out of 12 tournaments this past year, Tracy McMillan, who's won 2 out of the last 3 Open Doubles World Championships. There's Robert Mares, multiple champion in many divisions and a strong contender for this tournament. Ryan Moore, ranked #1 in the world on the Warrior table. Liz Hill, former world singles champion. Also competing, Greg Perry, who's won every world championship except the world doubles. Plus the current world champion and the pride of New England, Billy Pappas. The foosball table was patented in 1922 and really didn't become a popular sport until the 1950s.
In the 70s, the United States had the biggest tour in the world, and it was a $1 million tour played on tournament soccer.
And that's when $1 million was really $1 million.
Everybody wanted to be good. There was a lot of young local scene. The game has evolved. The learning curve is different. Players are a lot more experienced.
Now, of course, the Warrior Company have kind of taken the ball and run with it, created brand new tables, created a new style of play. They've created this tour, which you can find in every part of the United States. And we have gotten back somewhat to where we were in the late 70s in the sport's heyday, and with quality people in charge.
The rules of the game of foosball are relatively simple. Like regular soccer, there are 11 men on each team, totaling 22 men on the field. The front 8 men serve as forwards. The back 3 men serve as your defensive line and goalie. Normally, 2 or 4 people play. After one team scores, the other gets the ball. The object of the game is to score 5 goals first, winning by 2. If the game remains within 1 after 5, you continue to play until one team reaches 8, which wins the game. Rapidly spinning the rods is an old amateur habit, and it's not allowed. If the ball hits the back of the goal and pops out, it's still a goal. Matches usually vary with the best 3 or 5 games, depending on the tournament or your rules at home. One thing to remember, it's not just a game of skill.
Foosball has often been called a high-speed chess game. Really, it comes down to thinking, outguessing the opponent. You can have all the skills in the world, and many players do, but it's this which is going to win you tournaments.
For 3 days, preliminaries in all divisions led up to the final event. If you don't win here, you don't make it to the finals. On the tables, foosball great Ryan Moore from Kentucky and Kevin Stickle from Ohio took on Benjamin Keenan and Tony Spredeman. Louis Barcelona from Baton Rouge, Louisiana took his shot at the preliminaries. Colorado's own Shelley Langley and Stacy Fowler advanced one step closer to the women's doubles championship. Junior players battled each other in their respective divisions. There was Liz Hill from Oklahoma, who competed with the top men's division players. Greg Perry and his partner fought hard against the Chesborough team and scored when needed. Todd Lafredo and Terry Moore made their qualifying moves. Amy Eckhart from Durango, Colorado got in her stride. Even the Warrior girls jumped into the act with some of the juniors. After 3 days of preliminaries, the final championship rounds are set. In the ladies singles championship, Amy Eckhart will take on Liz Hill. In the ladies doubles championship, foosball veteran Stacy Fowler and Shelley Langley will go head-to-head against the team of Lotus Chesborough and again Liz Hill. In the men's singles championship, Todd Lafredo will battle Robert Morez. And in the men's doubles championship, it's Billy Pappas and Tony Spredeman versus Tracy McMillan and Ryan Moore. The Hawaiian Open is brought to you by WarriorTableSoccer.com, the choice of champions.
You're watching the $30,000 Hawaii Foosball Championship. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Hawaiian Open. There's no doubt that playing foosball does have its benefits.
You know, the thing about foosball and families, it keeps your kids at home playing a sport that you can play with them. My son and I have been playing together for 20 years, and at 20 years old, we're with each other 22 weeks out of the year competing.
But my mom wouldn't have been a foosball player, then I wouldn't be here right now. You know, she opened the door for me, and I just stuck my foot in.
It's helping my daughter, who's very shy. She's starting to play with the boys, and she's coming out of her shell. Yeah, and plus you make great friends on tour.
My dad started teaching me, and I started really liking it. It is fun, it has a lot of action, you get to travel.
It's a competitive game. It's challenging. There are rules we have to abide by.
Your true colors seem to always come out, and foosball is pretty good for that. It really is. You can learn a lot about yourself playing foosball.
This week's players wouldn't be here if it weren't for Warrior Table Soccer's support for the IFP Tour.
The purpose of the tour is to have organized foosball traveling around the country for the professional players to play, to showcase their talent, their skill. Our goal is to make it to where they can actually make a living from it at some point someday.
We're ready for the Ladies Doubles Championship here at the Hawaiian Open. Four of the most highly decorated players in the game. Liz Hill and Lotus Chesborough taking on Stacy Fowler and Shelley Langley. Shelley had a different approach to learning the game when growing up as a small-town girl.
I lived in a really, really small town, and I joke a lot that we either went parking or played foosball, and parking had its consequences, so we played a lot of foosball.
It's the best 2 out of 3 games, although Hill and Chesborough are coming from the losers bracket and must defeat Fowler and Langley in 2 consecutive 2 out of 3 matches. Now, welcome our play-by-play fooscaster, the only fooscaster in the world, Jim Stevens.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our first big final of the day. It's the women's doubles final. It's Stacy Fowler and Shelley Langley on the right. It's Liz Hill and Lotus Chesborough on the left. And when you're coming from the loser side of the bracket, it really behooves you to win that first game if you can. Just getting things underway, and Fowler and Langley on top first here in game number 1. You must touch 2 men before advancing the ball on the 5-row. After each point or at the beginning of a game, the ball is placed in the center of the table in possession of the player or team who did not score last. In this case, it was Liz Hill, but she has her pass stolen away by Stacy Fowler. Fowler will set it up in snake shot position. She'll look to go to one side of the goal or the other, or perhaps down the middle. And that's really the key to foosball, is the ability to pick holes, to have options. Again, Stacy Fowler setting it up in snake shot position. Stacy out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, one of the great lady players in the world of professional table soccer, and that shot blocked up into the air and off the table, so the goalie, Lotus Chesborough, will put the ball back into play in the goal area. That was a pull shot attempt. She tried to sweep it across to the far side of the goal. And again, she has options from here. She can go short, she can go medium, she goes short here. That shot fired on goal, and it's retrieved by Shelley Langley, the 2009 Female Goalie of the Year. Langley down the middle into the goal. Beautiful shot. Fowler and Langley jumped ahead 3-0 in this opening game, but Liz Hill and Lotus Chesborough have come back with 2 straight to pull back within 1 at 3-2. Stacy once again. Strokes it home to that near side. It's 4-2. Now trailing 4-2. Liz Hill. Pass attempt. She can't connect. That one goes towards the goal. Nice block by Chesborough, but it rolls to Fowler, who's got a chance to close out game number 1. From snake shot position this time, shooting against Liz Hill, who has moved into defensive position, and Fowler puts it away. It's 1-0.
Stacy Fowler continued her dominance in scoring throughout the match, but the team of Hill and Chesborough weren't going to let up that easy, matching score for score throughout the match. Shelley Langley, however, responded with beautiful goalie shots and put her team in winning position and a chance to close out the match.
Stacy with an opportunity to advance the ball and possibly put this championship match away. Puck knocked down, almost taken away by Hill, and eventually is stolen by Liz. Liz Hill shot attempt off the corner of the goal. Rebound grabbed by Fowler. Stacy passing it down the middle, has a chance to win it right here. Fowler. Stokes it to the far side. Stacy Fowler, Shelley Langley defeat Liz Hill and Lotus Chesborough. Hawaiian Open Women's Doubles Champions are Fowler and Langley.
The winners will represent Team USA this year in the World Cup in France. Liz Hill will also join them.
My foosball career started in 1989. I started playing in high school. What attracted me most was the sound the ball made when it hit the back of the tin.
Now, back to Jim Stevens and the call on the Ladies Singles Championships.
Amy Eckhart out of Durango, Colorado, and Liz Hill, the current world champion out of Stroud, Oklahoma. It is 1 match, 2 out of 3 games for the 2009 Hawaiian Open Singles Championship. And here's Amy Eckhart. Pass attempt, stab forward. Amy can't hold on to it. It's grabbed by Hill. Amy Eckhart does have a very good shooting 2-row. She'll shoot the pull shot. And a shot down the middle off a man into the goal. It's 1-0. Liz Hill, 2009 World Singles Champion, has an opportunity here to even it up at 1. It's pull shot versus pull shot. And Liz finds that hole down the middle. It's 1-1.
Liz Hill found the back of the 10 more and more throughout the match. Amy Eckhart used her skills from all rods as well. After closing out game 1, we continue at the end of the match.
Liz Hill leading 3-2, just 2 points away. Stokes that one into the goal. It is championship point for Hill. And comes back with a rolling pull shot. It's 4-3. But it's championship point for Liz Hill. Liz Hill with a chance to win the Hawaiian Open Women's Singles Championship. She does as Hill strokes that pull shot into the goal. Liz Hill defeats Amy Eckhart in the women's singles final. She is the Hawaiian Open Women's Singles Champion.
Well, it wasn't all work and no play during the week here. All of the competitors found some time to hit the Warrior-sponsored pool party for some fun under the sun. We're back at the Hawaiian Open, brought to you by WarriorTableSoccer.com. Now time for the Men's Open Singles Championship. Robert Mares of Aurora, Colorado, he'll go against foosball great Todd Lafredo. Lafredo hasn't let the lure of paradise interrupt his focus here at the tournament.
I love being in Hawaii, but when I walk through those doors, I don't know I'm in Hawaii. That's why I don't go out there. I come in, I get down to business, and when I walk back through the doors, the vacation's back on.
Now, back to Jim Stevens for the call.
And here we go. Lafredo will put the ball into play as we open up game number 1. It's best of 3 out of 5. Todd Lafredo, considered the greatest player in the history of American foosball with more than 25 individual world championship titles to his credit, won his first world title back in 1977 as an 18-year-old, won his most recent title just 2 months ago in Dallas at the World Championships, and Robert Mares quickly on the scoreboard first here in game number 1. Todd Lafredo able to pass it along the wall, and Todd will set it up in pull shot position. A man considered to have the greatest pull shot in the history of the sport, and there you see why. Look at the speed, look at the power out of the right hand of this man. Todd will set it up on the near side and fire a shot down the middle, hits off that goalie man, spins it around and falls into the goal. It's 2-1. Mares will once again set it up in snake shot position and stroke it impressively to the near side. It's 2-2. So a fast opening here in this first game. Stokes it to that near side. It's 4-3. Mares with a chance to win game number 1. Does not have a timeout remaining. Mares for a first game win. Shot attempt fired into the goal. The first game goes to Mares.
Robert Mares was behind the 8 ball coming into this match, but played consistently to overcome his disadvantage coming from the loser's bracket. There were good blocks and stellar scoring by Todd Lafredo. However, Robert Mares won the first match. After some tough play by both, Mares moves ahead and has the momentum on his side.
And Lafredo this time finds the open hole. It's 1-0. And fires it home. It's 1-1. And hammers home that long pull shot. It's 4-4. Bounce shot wide of the goal, and there's Lafredo to grab the rebound. Brings it across, executes the straight, and we're headed into overtime. It's now win by 2 or the first one to 8. Who will score first? It's going to be Mares. Again, a pass attempt off the man. That's 3 fortunate goals here in this 5th game for Robert Mares.
Todd brings it across, sets it up, and strokes it home. It's 5-5. Lafredo has a chance to make it 7-6 here. He brings it across, again setting it up. He had 2 chances to win it. He does surge ahead here. Can Mares respond? Beautiful pass by Mares. A chance to send it down to one final ball. Robert for a 7-7 tie. Walks it around and strokes it home. Lafredo looking to advance it. Takes it out and then stolen away by Mares. A chance to win it for Robert Mares. He's had a few. Probably not going to get another one after this as he looks to put it away. Mares for the win. Resets. And strokes it back down the middle.
Robert Mares, the underdog, wins the Men's Open Singles Championship in 5 epic games and adds another monument to his trophy case. Warrior Table Soccer is the official table of the IFP Pro Foosball Tour.
This is one of the easiest tables to play on, and I love it.
The playability of this table is set up for beginners to pro masters, so it makes it real easy for someone to learn on this table.
It's affordable. It has better ball handling characteristics. It has a better feel for the ball. When you grab the ball, you have it. You don't feel like you're going to lose it.
Now, let's go to the match everyone's been waiting for, the Men's Open Doubles Championships, featuring Tony Spredeman and Billy Pappas, taking on Ryan Moore and Tracy McMillan, 4 superstars of the sport of foosball. Now, let's go back to play-by-play with Jim Stevens.
And here we go. Tony Spredeman will put the ball into play. In the forward position, Tony Spredeman, a 2-time world singles champion. Considered by most people to be one of the 3 best foosball players in the world. And of course, you can also say that about Tony's partner, Billy Pappas. Ryan Moore will have the first scoring opportunity. As we get this open doubles final underway with Ryan Moore getting the first point of game number 1. Tony into his tic-tac between the 2 men and then beautifully along that outside wall. Spredeman for the lead. Tried to go to that far corner. You'll see Tony uses the snake shot. And he uses it well here as he slams that one to the far side of the goal. It's 2-1. These are 2 of the 3 best players in the sport. Both of them on the same team. One the great offensive player, the other the great all-around player who is a superb goalie. And he will defend against Ryan Moore here. And of course, we're talking about Billy Pappas, but Ryan Moore, also a great offensive player, able to find the hole. Looking for a first game win, this time shooting against Tony Spredeman. Ryan fires it home. It's 1-0. Here in the second game, despite the heroics of Billy Pappas, Ryan Moore had an opportunity to advance it and put away game 2, but instead Pappas seizes control of the ball, sets it up, and strokes it to the far side. What a performance from Billy Pappas moving into that forward position, going 4 for 4, and we're all tied up at a game apiece. Billy comes back again, passing it through, setting it up, and he's doing this against, as we mentioned, in many people's opinion, the best goalie in the world. Along the wall, and Pappas with a chance to send his team into a 2-1 lead. That shot attempt blocked by McMillan. Rebound comes all the way back down the table. Spredeman fires it into the goal. So a big point from Tony from goal, and it's 2-1. Billy Pappas from snake shot position. Chokes it to that far side. It's 7-6. Tony Spredeman in the forward position. Ryan Moore passing it through, looking to take it down to one final ball. Ryan Moore shooting against Billy Pappas. Fires it home down the middle. It's 7-7. One final point. Spredeman. Pass along that outside wall. Pappas not there to retrieve it. Tracy McMillan, who has scored twice in this 5th game, has possession of the ball. Shot attempt blocked back into the goal by Billy Pappas.
Pappas and Spredeman win the marquee match of this week and head on to the World Cup in France. The Hawaiian Open, Brought to you by WarriorTableSoccer.com, official sponsor of the IFP $500,000 tour. We'll be right back. You've been watching the Hawaiian Open, brought to you by WarriorTableSoccer.com. We'll see you next time on the Warrior Foosball IFP $500,000 tour.
When video games came out, all these kids, they all started playing video games. Foosball all of a sudden was a forgotten game. But now parents realize that they'd much rather have some physical sport rather than sitting behind that computer for 10 hours a day.
You will make tons of friends from all over the world.
Mom, Dad, the two kids have fun, be competitive, and help on that family spirit. I think it's one of the best games you could have as a family. If we really believe in something and we work as hard as we can to get it, then really success is the progressive realization of that goal.
Poker took off. Poker took off. Why can't foosball is the way I look at it.
I don't see any limit to foosball. In the next 5 years, we could be really surprised at what we see.